Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the legendary, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Scott Glabb!
It was at 16 years old that I had this dream of being a wrestling coach and a teacher. I went away to college. I wrestled at Eastern Washington University and Pacific University. I got out with my degree in education, speech communication and English. Went back to my old high school. I was pretty excited about teaching and coaching there, as I found out my wrestling coach was going to recommend me for his job. And then before I knew it, they said they went with somebody else who paid their dues.
So no job, no purpose, low self-esteem, my confidence is shot, I got depressed, I got suicidal. A friend of mine talked me into admitting myself into a psychiatric care unit. I went in on a 5150. This is when you're a danger to yourself or somebody else. I go in, they put you on a 72-hour hold. They're not letting you out for anything. They took my shoelaces, my belt, my watch. They tried taking my virginity, but I said, hell no.
I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder, put on some medication, and when I got out of the hospital, my girlfriend said, hey, why don't you move to California?
I hated coming to California to visit. People were arrogant. They called me a loser. I don't know if they wrestled me in junior high or what, but I mean, people would flip me off as I'm walking along. It was just horrible experience coming down here, and this is the last place I wanted to live. And beaches, bikinis, and Botox is not where you want to send a depressed guy. It isn't.
I wandered around here for a few years, worked at Marina High School for a little bit, and then Santa Ana High School was looking for a wrestling coach, and I said, Santa Ana, I don't even like driving through Santa Ana, let alone work here.
I walked in, I shake hands with the athletic director. He says, you're hired. And I go, you didn't ask me any questions. He goes, nobody else applied for the job. You're the man.
So I'm wondering, what do people know about Santa Ana that I don't know? Back then, Santa Ana was ranked #1 in the nation for economic hardship based on poverty, education, overcrowded housing. It was also #1 in Orange County for murders, robberies, and property crimes. And it was a tough place. Kids had a reputation of being vandals, thugs, thieves, and they were.
You know what else they're #1 in? I'm gonna offend somebody now. Teen pregnancy. I saw it on Fox News, it's true.
We went to tournaments where coaches would hit me up anytime anything was stolen. They'd ask me if my kids had stolen it, if I could check with them to see if they had any of the stuff that they felt was lost or are missing.
We had a bad perception. We were known as thugs, vandals, and thieves, and they were. I remember before I came, they wouldn't let us go to any tournaments. They went to Laguna Hills High School the year before, and they trashed the drama department. They threw paint around, stole stuff. So it was really hard to get into tournaments. And I remember coaches would come up to me at tournaments, and they would say, hey, Coach Glabb, can you ask one of your kids if they found a black purse? Jose, let's go.
So I was a transactional coach. I thought that's how you did things. I was more authoritative, and that wasn't working at Santa Ana High School. Kids had lots of excuses for leaving practice, missing practice, and so I changed my approach. I changed my philosophy and became more transformational. I heard the Lord speak to me one day, you're never going to win here, so invest time in these kids. So I decided I was going to be a mediocre coach with a mediocre wrestling program and started investing in kids, building relationships, helping them outside of the wrestling room, whether it needed to be, buy them groceries or help them with rent, whatever it took. I was willing to do that and be a servant leader. And then all of a sudden things started changing. We went from a losing team, the bottom of the barrel, to one of the best teams in Southern California, and eventually placing 4th in the state, being ranked 22nd in the nation. And so my message is, you can transform lives. You can come in and be a servant leader. Understand that, coaching and teaching is a ministry. It's a calling. It's a purpose in your life. And the only way you're going to be successful is if you love on the kids, you invest in the kids, you go out of the way to serve the kids that are under your tutelage.